Good news, everybody. My name's Kyle Verge, and I'm here with the Appalachian Center for Economic Networks. We're here today again to talk more about Google Business Basics, and today we're going to be walking through the Post tabs and how you can use Post to help drum up business on your Google listing. This one's going to be a little more complicated, but still pretty basic, and I'm going to walk you through how to do it today. So again, we're going to start with a recap in case you've missed some of the earlier ones. If you don't know, I have started a fake business called Meow Meow Business. I registered it with Google. Earlier in these webinars, we've gone through the Info tab, we've gone through the Photos tab, the products, the services, and you can see that we've updated some stuff here. We're getting a little bit of return on our investment here. You can see that we've got 104 views of our website already. Just started this last week, so seemingly we're doing pretty well. And if you have any questions about any of the processes that we've gone through so far, you can go ahead and give me an email at kylev@acenetworks.org, and I can answer any questions you might have. But for today, we're just going to go over, again, the Post tab. So when you go to your home page, when you start in Google Business, you'll always, of course, start at home, and we're really just moving down one to the Post tab. And as you can see here, there are several different types of posts that you can make. You can add an event, you can talk about what's new, you can talk about new products, offers, various things like this. For today, though, we're going to work on just adding an event. Most of the process is similar for these other ones, so I just wanted to do something that would be sort of demonstrative of the types of things that we can do when posting an event through our Google page. Alright, so what we're going to do is, because we are that fake business and we don't actually have any flyers made, I'm going to go through the process of what it takes to create a flyer. If you've already got a flyer to work with and you don't really need this, you've already pretty familiar with Canva and how to create flyers, that's fine. If you're not, this will be a good little tutorial on to how to use Canva and how to use their free templates to sort of create easy and effective flyers for your business. So as you can see here at canva.com, we've gone through and picked the templates, and then from that drop down box we've gone to see all that's available to us, so that we might pick something fun and interesting. So there's a lot of different templates when it comes to flyers. You can see that we could pick an event, we could pick flyers for a business or flyers for a sale. You can see there's quite a few different ones, so there are a lot of options for us here. We know that we're going to be working with an event, so we're probably going to choose this one here, but again, if you've got different ideas of what you want to accomplish with your post on Google, you could pick any of these other ones, and that would be fine. Oh, I say here that flyers are useful if you're going to print or attach them to an email. A lot of things have changed recently in the 21st century, and a lot of people aren't printing anything anymore. However, you'll still see a lot of flyers attached to email chains, so using a flyer is still pretty useful when it comes to advertising your events, even if you're not printing them. One thing I also wanted to discuss was the search bar at the top. So let's say that I decided I wasn't comfortable picking an event or a business or a sale, and I wanted to find a flyer that specifically referred to what I was doing with my business. So I can choose from any of these options that Canva is giving me, or I could also write in my own. So let's say that I was interested in cat flyers or cat events, given that I have that Meow Meow business, and I want to sort of thematically organize it so that it makes sure to have some cats in it. So I could write in here cat flyers, and we can see cat events, and we could see what exactly pops up. We are seeing a lot of things that have to do with Halloween. We see a event tab, or excuse me, a cat event that's introducing a new cat. Apparently his name is Polka. You can see various things. None of these are really an event, however. They seem to be just ways of interacting with people. You can see this one's sort of an event, but I'm not too pleased with the graphics because I can't add a picture to this anywhere. It's not part of the design. This one, the picture is a little too big. So sometimes when I have a picture in mind that I want to add to my flyer, I'll look for templates that, can accommodate that. But if you're just looking for a design that's sort of pleasing to your idea of your business and your brand, then maybe you'll want to go with that instead. But it really just depends on your needs. So again, you'll want to search through these templates, find something you're comfortable with, and go from there. So you can see that I did not pick one of those cat events. I decided that I was going to go with just the normal templates that Canva offered me. In looking through these again, I was looking for something ideally that would have cats in it, but without that, I was looking for something that had a picture that I could modify, and while this one's a bit dark, it doesn't contain any of the colors I like. I know that Canva will allow me to edit those, so I chose this one just because I like some of the font that they're using here, and I know I can edit this particular picture. So this is what happens when you actually click on one of these templates. You can see that it tells you how many slides are in the template. It tells you which colors they're using, which fonts, what graphics, and what photos. This will be useful because if you're trying to use some photos that Canva is actually going to make you pay for or use, but they're going to include their logo on, you might want to change some of these. So it just really depends on if you've paid for Canva or if the images they're offering are free and what types of things you're trying to edit. I'm not, of course, going to use any of Canva's pictures in mine. I'm going to upload a picture that I can use, and I'll walk through how to do that. But you can also see that it suggests some alternative things based on sort of your interests. Again, none of these, maybe this one contains a small picture that I could edit, so that one might be nice, but I'm gonna stick with the one I chose initially. So again, I sort of list some of the things that you can see here, and when you're ready, you just click on this button right here that says something like click to proceed or use this template. So this is what happens when you do click on that little button. You can see that it's brought up both pages of the flyer, and from here I can begin to edit. The way that you edit the colors is pretty simple. You just click where you want the color, a little box will show up, and then you can change that specific color from there. The same goes with any of the words, so you really just click on it, anything that you want to change, and you can change it from there. Everything on a flyer is sort of editable. Again, I say you have lots of options, but look out for Canva only photos. That's sort of how do they make their money. They offer premium photos that you can use in your advertising and marketing events or in your flyers or whatever it is that you're doing. And so we're just going to have to avoid those to make sure that when we go ahead and download this thing, we're not actually asked to pay any money for our flyer. So to upload photos, there's an upload tab here in the corner. You can see that I'm still in the editing box, and so when I click this upload button, I can see I have several different options where I want to upload this from. I'm going to go ahead and upload it from my computer. It's going to be a photo that if you've seen any of my previous webinars, you'll be familiar with. It's going to be, of course, tongue-in-cheek, but I'm a big fan. Oh, I also wanted to describe this. So when you do upload a picture, it'll appear over here. And then what you do is you just drag that photo to where you want to change it. And let's say the photo is too big and you're only getting a torso in here and you need actually a head. What you do is you double click this photo here and it'll allow you to recenter it. And so that way you can get which part of the picture you really like in that particular photo. But it's a pretty intuitive process, and if you play around with that a little bit, you'll figure it out pretty short in short order. So this is my masterpiece. You can see that I've changed almost everything about the flyer. You can see that the format's still similar. I've changed all the words, and I've changed the picture here, and I've changed all the colors. If you remember from from an earlier webinar, I talked about what hex codes were and about how you can use different sites to create color palettes for your brand. I used the same hex codes that I was using that I designed for my logo earlier, so that there would be some brand consistency across the board. Of course, this is not the most beautiful thing you've ever seen, but again, I made it in about 5 minutes, so it is pretty effective in that regard. Down here I say recall your hex codes, color pickers, and Canva Pro. So what I mean by color pickers, there are a lot of programs out there that will allow you to figure out what colors you've already used in the past, and that way you're not confused on what colors are appearing where. You can use one of these programs if you didn't write down your hex code before. The other option is paying for Canva. When you go with Canva Pro, what they allow you to do is use a brand editor, which will allow you to save the colors that you keep using in your various designs. So that can be super helpful. You can upload logos that way. You can upload various things you might want to drag and drop onto your flyers. So paying for Canva can be a plus, not necessary, but definitely an option. Oops. So here's where I download this image if I want to add it to my Google business listing. You can see that I have several options for downloading it. They are offering me a GIF, MP4, PDF print, PDF standard, JPEG, and PNG file. I generally just download the PNG files because those are most widely used across the board. So for example, in social media I can't upload PDFs anymore, so especially on Facebook, so they will allow me to upload PNGs. So I just download everything in formats that are generally available. You can of course do whatever you like, but I again like to pick PNG. So here we are back at our Google page. We've designed that flyer. We've filled out some of the information here. I know that the start date is July 27th. That corresponds to what I list on the flyer. I just put some arbitrary start and end times here. I say it's a week-long celebration, so it in fact lasts a week. I can add a button if I like. Again, if I had some tickets that I wanted to sell and I had some e-commerce that allowed people to check out there, that could be possible. But I haven't set that up yet, so I can't really show you that. But I did want to show you that in fact all this, and including the event details, can appear here on your event. When I'm ready, I just click publish and it goes from there. We can see that this is what Google says that I have published, and you can see the name here. I call it a caterwauling calamity. I say comes caterwaul at the moon with vigor and gumption during this week-long celebration of Meow Meow business. So I can see that it has in fact posted my flyer. I can see that some of the events are coming up, and then I can share the post from here. I can do various things with it. But one thing you'll notice is that this is not the flyer that I designed in Canva. It's missing that beautiful picture of the cat. Now, there's a reason that this happened, and it refers to what I meant about Facebook not allowing you to upload PDFs anymore. What they're really looking for is a certain size image, and flyers, frankly, because they're made to be 8 by 11, are not specifically designed for social media posts in general. However, you can edit them so that they appear, so that they do appear in a way that's readable for your audience. So if you are working with a flyer because you want to attach it to several other things and you're looking for consistency across the board, using that flyer is in fact useful. And I'm going to go through how to edit some of this so we can make sure that all the flyer does appear. So this is how you edit your post now that you've made it. you can see that the edit button here is down at the bottom, 3 little dots, and I can go from there and I can go back into editing my photo in general. What you'll notice here is that for this event I can upload up to 10 different photos to help advertise it. So what I did is I uploaded my flyer again, but this time, so there's like a duplicate here and here, but this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this button here, which is a crop button, so it's going to allow me to change how my customer were to see my flyer as it appears on the page. So you can see that it allows me to crop either, these boxes are adjustable, so you can see that it allows me to crop either the top half or the bottom half. So if I wanted just this to appear on a separate photo, just to make sure the top part is still legible, I can do that. If I wanted to adjust this so that it included the entire photo, I could do that as well. What happens when you do that though is that it tends to shrink it a little bit. It includes, because it's trying to make it square, it's including a lot of black space around it. So in splitting it in half, I'm allowing for better visibility for my customers and clients in their understanding of what's happening during this particular festival. Now if I wanted to go a different route, if I wanted to design a flyer or a post that the whole thing would appear in the post and I wouldn't have to deal with splitting it in half or cropping it or anything like that. What I can do is go to Canva and I can look at their templates for Facebook posts. So in this one I chose food Facebook posts because I knew that it would include a photo and I knew that it would include maybe some event options here, so we can see annual bake sale, Chitty seafood party. But I chose this one here because it has one photo and it has a little bit of text which I can edit, and I thought, well, hey, that one will work for the ideas that I have here. So again, I went back to the Canva editor and I chose that I in fact wanted to use that template and I wanted to change everything that was in it. So you can see that I changed the title, I changed all the colors, I changed the picture, and I changed some of the text. So some of the limitations behind using these Facebook posts is that you can't include as much text as you did with the flyer. So you can see that there's much less information available here. We know it's an event, a week-long extravaganza of Meow Meow Business. We know that there will at least be some caterwauling, and we know that tickets can be available online if they were to go to my business site. That's of course not true, but I just wanted to highlight that it is possible to include something like that. Canva also offers, and you can do this on other sites too, they offer various different buttons and images that will allow people to use their phones to go, what do they call those? QVC codes? QR codes, that's it. So if you want a QR code so that people can take a picture of it and then go directly to your site, Canva also offers those. But again, that option is also available to you from various other websites as well. So if I wanted to add that flyer, again, I would just go to the edit option and then I would upload that new post and it would be included in the series of photos, because remember I had up to 10 that I could add. So it would include all those photos that I've uploaded, ones that look a little better, ones that look a little worse. But if I want to check on what happens, what it looks like to my customers, I can just click this button down here, which is in the same place as the edit button that says View Post on Search, and that'll tell me what my customers see when they see this event listed through my Google business listing. And this is what happens when I click that link. So it brings it up, it tells me I have 1 of 4 photos that people are viewing, it tells me what's exactly happening, and it adds my description here. So My customers know that they can go through the pictures and decide, and figure out what exactly is going on with these pictures and in this event. Now, if you're asking yourself, why is it that this photo is coming up first versus any of the other ones that I added? Unfortunately, Google, for whatever reason, won't let you choose which one appears first. So you really have to make some decisions about what's the most effective flyer. So if this one, for example, is not very effective for a number of reasons, you may just want to delete that one from the list in hopes that a better photo comes up through the Google Analytics. When I was doing some research on that online, people said that Google tries to guess about which picture would be most interactive or engaging for your audience and then uses that one first. Apparently, they think that this is that. So you're going to have to make some decisions about what you've uploaded if it's not the right image that you necessarily want appearing first in your event. Now, I also wanted to show you what happens if you were to just Google Meow Meow Business or Google your business name and what a post looked like there. You can see again that here it is next to some of my products. You can see that it has multiple photos available if I want to look through that, and it has a brief description of what's going on with that particular event. So there are some things you want to consider, knowing that it only gives you a few characters to appear immediately, and again, you can't choose which picture appears first, so you're going to have to make some decisions on what you think is most valuable. But again, I say experiment and making our best guess, because we ultimately need to test some of these things with our audience too. We oftentimes think that we know best about what our product means, but ultimately it's your customer who will decide, whether or not a thing is worth buying, whether or not a thing is engaging. So you really do need to experiment and try out different things in order to make sure that you can get an idea of who your customers are and what types of things they like or even dislike. So that's it. That's a little bit about posts and how you can use them through your Google business listing. There are, of course, many other type of posts that you can put on your Google listing. I just went through the event one today, and we talked a little bit about how Canva can help you make a flyer either for social media or for attaching to emails or even printing. If you have questions about any of this, you can give me a call here. You can email me at info@acenetworks.org. You can check out our website or even our Facebook and Instagram page. So I hope you learned something, and I hope that you got an event set up or some other type of post, because those are helpful in driving people to your business. Thanks for watching.